This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
Hello, I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. New police records reveal what happened the day a fourth grader brought a gun to school at Legacy Traditional Academy in Queen Creek. Officers say the student brought a loaded gun to the school. The new records reveal there were 16 rounds of ammunition in the magazine. Officers found the gun in the student's backpack. Police recommended charges against the student, his mother, and stepfather. The mother telling police they do have a gun, but she says it's kept away from the child in the top drawer of a dresser. Police records indicate the fourth grader grabbed a ladder to get a hold of it and told investigators he carried the gun to protect himself from a potential abduction while traveling to and from school. Police will be the first to remind you a hidden gun is not a locked gun. Calls increasing for a harsher punishment for Suns and Mercury owner Robert Sarver. NBA star Draymond Green wants league owners to vote on removing Sarver. Green, who was referenced in one of the incidents involving Sarver in 2016, sounded off on his podcast, saying Sarver received a lighter punishment because he's an owner.
I think anyone else in the NBA would 1,000% be fired if half of the things that came out of the investigation into Robert Sarver came out about anyone else.
Other players have also been speaking out on the situation, including Chris Paul and LeBron James, who believes the decision goes against the league's values and that Sarver should be forced out. President Biden under fire this week for calling the pandemic over in an interview with 60 Minutes. That assessment is out of step with global health officials and even those within the Biden administration. Here's Dr. Anthony Fauci just yesterday.
We are not where we need to be if we're going to be able to, quote, live with the virus.
Right now, COVID is still killing about 360 people a day. While that's a far cry from the pandemic's winter peak, it's actually above last year's low point. Advocates for Americans with disabilities also taking issue with the president's words. They say high-risk Americans and those with long COVID are in danger and feeling left behind as mitigation measures lapse around the nation. While experts are certainly more hopeful about the end of the pandemic coming soon, they still stress the importance of getting vaccinated, especially with winter around the corner. Update now on a story first saw on ABC 15. Federal judge has sentenced a former Phoenix police officer to 15 months in prison for PPP loan fraud. Toni Richardson was arrested last year when it was discovered she submitted a false application for a loan from the Paycheck Protection Program. She received more than $1 million for a business called the Lotto Club. Now she'll also have to pay back all the money to the federal government. Helping take care of the mind and body while also relieving financial stress. The Phoenix Union High School District is working to help the whole person. It hired 2 therapists to work inside schools, focusing on the health of employees. District leaders believe when adults are well, they're better able to work with students. Last year, the therapists saw more than 200 patients.
To answer your question, what was happening before, you were having a lot of people who were very, very unhappy and very unhealthy and not getting the help that they need, kind of swallowing it, stuffing it, avoiding it, and moving forward.
Right now, the district is looking ahead and hoping to expand the program for next year. Heads up, if you live in Phoenix, trash and recycling days may be changing. This will all start on Monday, October 3rd. The city releasing this map. All the neighborhoods are color-coded to a specific day. Make sure your trash and recycling are on the curb by 5:30 a.m. on Collection Day. City says the changes are a response to population growth. The last time they did a route assessment was 2009. Since then, more than 27,000 homes have been added to collection routes.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullen. Storm chances ramping up as we head into tomorrow. I want to show you a futurecast here, bringing at least a slight chance for a few showers into the early morning hours tomorrow. But the key timing looks to be in the late morning and early afternoon as storms roll in from the south. We are expecting the possibility of up to a ½ an inch of rain in some valley locations. Flood watches kick in at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow and last until 11 p.m. here for the valley in central Arizona. Up north, those flood flood watch is already in effect, and they'll go all the way until Thursday night. So here's a look at that forecast tomorrow. 83 degrees at 8 a.m. Still in the 80s through the late morning and early afternoon. Only briefly going into the 90s tomorrow afternoon, and we will peak at a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the middle of the day tomorrow. A high of just 94 tomorrow, 96 as storm chances continue on Thursday. Then we dry out and heat back up heading into the weekend.
This ABC15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.